Raising rabbits is a rewarding enterprise. That is, if you have the passion, the patience, as well as the no-die attitude. A Bulawayo company is hoping into success through the provision of lean protein source, as well as other important products from rabbits. This is Asake Online. Welcome to Agriculture on Site. I am Busani Bafana, your host. In today's program, I am hopping around a rabbit farm to learn more about the importance as well as the successes of raising rabbits as a business. My guest is Phillip Phiri, the founder and manager come innovator behind Kalulu Rabbit Company. Phillip, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Busani. We are glad to have you with us today. We are honored to have you, actually.
I think starting rabbit, yeah. I've heard about rabbits. I think in my mind, first, when you talk about rabbits, you know, we have that picture of this small livestock that many people adore, you know, as pests and yes, now as an enterprise. What motivated you to actually go into rabbit farming? And I know you are previously you are an IT person, and fill me in. Where's the link there? How did you actually become a rabbit farmer?
I'm equally surprised as well, Busani. I would say probably this came, it happened by accident. But we got to a point where we wanted to have something going on at our plots. We just had acquired land, and we were thinking, what do we do? The first thing that came to our mind, obviously, was chickens. So we started growing chickens, roadrunners. We did quite well. We had lots of roadrunners here. But along the way, we also felt rabbits are equally as good. We then got rabbits from my parents in Gweru. You know, we kept those rabbits for almost a year, but we were not even eating them. We were just learning. There were not any specific rabbits, they were just rabbits. And we were learning how to farm with rabbits. And when we thought we had mastered it, we then decided, no, we can actually commercialize this, because we had seen the potential. From reading and doing research, we realized that there's a lot that you can do with rabbits. So we decided to bite the bullet, and we went and we got our pure breeds, and we started.
Your enterprise is really focusing on as you say, breeding exotic breeds, you know, of these rabbits. Like I note you have the New Zealander, you know, a breed. Maybe what's the advantage, you know, of actually going commercially on with those type of breeds?
So when you look at commercial rabbit farmers, see, European countries are so much into rabbits, and they grow rabbits commercially. You're looking at Italy, Spain, and lately China has taken over from all this. But the rabbit that they grow as a commercial meat rabbit is the New Zealand, for various reasons. The New Zealand is a fast grower. It's the mothers, they know how to mother, if I would say. They know how to mother. They are good mothers. They feed their kids. The kids grow fast. Their food conversion ratio is very high. So whatever you feed converts quickly to meat. So we decided New Zealand is the best, because that is the best. That is the number one meat rabbit that you can find. You've got the California, which is equally as good, but New Zealand is number one.
You are really talking about these exotic breeds. Are there any local breeds that you know, one can actually raise as well, you know, for the production of meat?
Yes, they are. I've actually come across people who have done local breeds that they have I don't know if I would say genetically developed, but over time as you're breeding, you can come up with a breed that meets your environment, your housing, such that it gives you exactly what you want. Yes, there are local breeds. South Africa, they've got the Pendula, which is a South African breed that they've developed in South Africa. It also does quite well. But for us, New Zealand still ranks number one.
Talking about the production of meat, what amount of meat could actually one get, from these breeds, and does that make a viable, business case?
Very, very good question, Wasani. So when we're talking about the New Zealand, what I forgot to mention as well is when you slaughter a rabbit, especially the New Zealand, you get more meat. The meat to bone ratio on a New Zealand is about 65%. So when we slaughter rabbits, you're slaughtering at 2.5 kgs, roughly 2.5 kgs. You get 65% of that remains as meat. You have removed the pelt, the blood has come out, you've removed the offals, you remain with about 65% meat. So it means you will have about 1.5 kgs of dressed meat. So New Zealanders are good for that. Other rabbits, like your giants, there's more bone than meat. So when you slaughter them, you get that the meat is far much less. Yeah.
So what is the best ratio that you should actually get, when you are raising a rabbit in terms of meat to the bone, as you mentioned?
Yeah, 65% is pretty good. 65% that you get on New Zealand is pretty good. It's very good. Yeah, like I said, the other breeds, they will not give you as much meat. Some of them are bigger, but they will not produce so much meat. Yeah. That's the advantage with New Zealand.
So one of the key benefits really of raising rabbits is for the meat.
Yes.
What's particular about this meat? Because you mentioned to me that it is a lean source of protein, and maybe tell me more.
So, I can stand up and comfortably declare that rabbit meat is the healthiest meat that a human being can ever have. It's the healthiest meat that is known to man. Rabbit meat has got the highest protein compared to all meats. Chicken has got higher protein than beef and pork, but rabbit has got more protein compared to chicken. Rabbit meat has the lowest fat of all the meats, lowest sodium, salt, compared to all the meats. It's got vitamin B12, which is good for your nervous system, for your regeneration of your red blood cells. You've got your iron, your phosphorus in rabbit meat. So it's easily digestible as well. Another thing about rabbit meat is, you have got people who are allergic to, who have got allergies. Rabbit meat is hypoallergenic. What it means is it's less likely to cause any reactions when you eat rabbit meat. So it's good for for babies. It's good for old people. As you grow older, like me here, you find that you need more protein to build your body. Kids need protein to build their bodies. Someone who is not well, they need protein to build their bodies. And more so, bodybuilders who do very well with rabbit meat because it's got a lot of protein. I know that they take protein shakes and so forth. Rabbit meat is your best protein shake.
Given this, you're talking about all these health benefits, maybe we should all be actually ensuring that rabbit meat hops onto our place faster than. What does it take to actually raise rabbits? And
yeah, you need to love. You need to have a passion for it. I know some people have jumped onto rabbit production because they hear that it's low entry, low cost. It's got a lot of return, but you really have to be in it. You have to love it. You have to be passionate about it. There are lots of ups and downs when you're raising rabbits, but it takes it takes passion for you to be able to do rabbit farming and for you to grow in rabbit farming. I would say we are still growing. We have not done even 25% of what we want to do with rabbits. So we are still growing. Hopefully next year we'll be somewhere else way above what we're doing right now. We're still building our structures.
What sort of level of investment does one actually need to start, a rabbit enterprise? And also maybe you could tell me even more about your production, as a Kalulu rabbit company. How much are you producing this rabbit? And
okay, that's fine. See, the good thing about rabbits, you can start at any level. You can start with 3 rabbits. You can start with 5 rabbits. You can start with 10 rabbits. You can start very low with very simple cages without investing so much into it. And then you grow with your rabbits. Rabbits are prolific breeders. They will always outgrow you. And the biggest challenge is cages. So once you start rabbit farming, as you grow and you're building your cages to accommodate the growth of your rabbitry, so you can invest gradually as you go with your rabbits. In terms of investments, it's very difficult to say. From our experience, Vusani, we started with a single cage, which outgrew us in no time once the rabbits started breeding. And we had to run around and get more cages. So the more breeders you keep, the more rabbits will produce as well. It will be difficult to put a figure on it, but it depends. If you're going to put a figure on starting up a rabbitry, you'll probably then you are now putting a ceiling on your production, because it doesn't stop. It keeps growing. It keeps growing. So it's difficult to put a figure on it. But I can assure you, you can start low. I suppose maybe if you say $300-400, you get your breeding stock, you get your cages, but from there onwards, you are investing in cages. Every month you're building on your cages. Yeah. So that's the good thing about it. It's easier to build.
How important really is it? Is housing? How important is housing? In terms of breeding rabbits, because you already laid emphasis that you need to actually start the cages.
True. Rabbits are prey animals. A rabbit cannot kill another. There's no animal that can be killed by a rabbit, but there are animals that can kill rabbits. A rabbit will not even kill a rat, but a rat can eat rabbit babies. So it's a prey animal. It is my belief that a rabbit is there to feed people. So rabbit needs to be protected from the sun. When it gets hot, a rabbit does not perform well. Rabbit needs to be protected from adverse weather like wind. It doesn't need wind. You should have fresh air, but not wind. A rabbit you don't bath a rabbit. It shouldn't be rained on. So you need to protect it from the rain. And you need to protect a rabbit from predators. Your dogs, your wild animals. Those 4 things are very important when you're doing your rabbits. So when you're building your housing, you need to make sure that those 4 are covered. Then you need to have cages for keeping your doors and your backs. Because remember, we keep doors separately and we keep backs separate from the doors as well.
Why is that?
So that you control your breeding. A rabbit can give birth today and mate today. But you want to control that so that your breeders, your doors, stay healthy. They regenerate before they can breed again. They are also territorial. So bucks can fight. Does can fight bucks. So I suppose the only other animal that the rabbit can then kill is another rabbit when they fight. So housing is very important. That's one investment that you need to look at carefully, and it needs to be planned properly. Where am I putting the shed? Where am I putting the cages? What kind of cages do I need to do? How many rabbits do I need to house in a cage? So those are considerations when you are doing your cages. What materials am I going to use? It's a low entry venture. You can do cages using timber. It's very possible. You can also do cages using steel. It's very possible. So there are advantages and disadvantages for each one of those, depending on which path you want to follow. Because if it's long term, then you want to go with steel, which is strong. Steel also will protect you from diseases, molds, and rabbits also eat the timber, remember. So they can eat their housing. So at some point you'll find that the cages would have disintegrated.
Yeah. Is there any considerations that a farmer should actually have in terms of managing diseases or even pests that they must be well aware of?
I suppose that's one area we could say is a challenge with rabbit farming. Diseases. People need to manage diseases. You want to avoid at all costs having diseases or pest infestation on your rabbitry. It's better to prevent than to try and manage them. Because the moment you have got an infestation of any disease, managing it can be a challenge.